You've probably been told to completely eliminate bread, rice, and potatoes from your diet if you want to control your blood sugar levels. But what if I told you there's a scientifically proven way to enjoy these foods without the dangerous spikes that harm your health over time? Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal today could completely change how you eat these foods starting right now without giving them up. High blood sugar is like having too much sugar floating in your bloodstream, similar to when you add too much sugar to your coffee, and it doesn't dissolve. After age 55, our bodies become less efficient at processing sugar, and studies show that over 60% of people in this age group struggle with this. The symptoms often go unnoticed: constant tiredness, increased thirst, blurry vision, and that heavy feeling after meals that many people simply accept as normal. Think of your blood vessels as garden hoses. When too much sugar flows through them constantly, they become stiff and damaged, just like a hose left in the sun. Why do bread, rice, and potatoes cause such dramatic blood sugar spikes? And is there really a way to prevent this without eliminating these foods completely? What's the one mistake that almost everyone over 55 makes when eating these foods? And how can such a simple change make such a dramatic difference? I'm going to answer all of these questions today, and I want you to comment below where you're watching this video from, so we can build a global community together. Everything I share is based on recent scientific research from respected institutions, and I'll explain it all in the simplest way possible so you can start using it today. Bread, rice, and potatoes are called high glycemic index foods, which means they break down quickly in your body and release sugar into your bloodstream very fast. Imagine your bloodstream as a highway. These foods are like rush hour traffic, flooding the system all at once instead of flowing in gradually and smoothly. A major study from Stanford University found that when people eat these foods alone, their blood sugar can spike to dangerous levels within 30 minutes of eating. This happens because these foods are made of simple starches that your digestive system breaks down into sugar almost immediately after you swallow them down your throat. For people over 55, this is especially problematic because our bodies produce less insulin, the hormone that acts like a key to unlock cells and let sugar in. Without enough insulin working efficiently, that sugar stays in your bloodstream longer, causing damage to your blood vessels, nerves, and organs over many years of eating this way. But here's the exciting news. Scientists have discovered several simple techniques that can reduce these dangerous spikes by up to 73% without eliminating these foods. Now pay close attention, because I'm going to reveal 7 proven techniques that will let you enjoy bread, rice, and potatoes without the blood sugar roller coaster. Technique number 1. Add healthy fats or protein to every meal that contains bread, rice, or potatoes, and this simple addition changes everything about how your body processes these foods. When you eat a piece of bread with butter, cheese, or a handful of nuts, the fat slows down how quickly your stomach empties into your small intestine where absorption happens. Think of it like adding oil to water. It creates a coating that slows everything down, giving your body more time to process the sugar gradually instead of all at once. A groundbreaking study from the University of Toronto found that adding just 2 tablespoons of olive oil to a meal with white bread reduced the blood sugar spike by 45%. Protein works the same way, acting like a brake on your digestive system, which is why eating chicken with your rice or eggs with your toast makes such a dramatic difference. For people over 55, this is especially important because our digestive systems naturally slow down with age, and we need all the help we can get to process food properly. The best fats to add are olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds, butter, or cheese, all of which are readily available and don't require any special preparation or cooking skills. The best proteins are eggs, chicken, fish, Greek yogurt, or cottage cheese, and you only need a palm-sized portion to get the protective effect you're looking for here. This technique is so simple that you can start using it at your very next meal, and you'll notice the difference in how you feel within just a few days of consistent practice. Instead of that tired, sluggish feeling after eating bread or rice, you'll maintain steady energy levels throughout the entire afternoon without any crashes or sudden hunger pangs. Many people over 55 have told me they thought they had to give up their favorite foods forever, but this one simple addition changed everything for their health and happiness. The key is to never eat these high glycemic foods alone. Always pair them with a healthy fat or protein source to slow down the absorption and protect your blood vessels. This doesn't mean you need to eat large amounts of fat or protein, just enough to create that protective coating in your digestive system that slows everything down naturally. Start with small amounts and gradually find the combination that works best for your taste preferences and makes you feel energized rather than tired after eating your meals. Technique number 2. Eat your vegetables or salad before you touch any bread, rice, or potatoes, and this order alone can reduce blood sugar spikes by up to 73%. This technique is based on groundbreaking research from Weill Cornell Medicine that studied exactly what happens when you change the order in which you eat different foods during a meal. When you eat vegetables first, The fiber creates a protective mesh in your stomach and intestines, similar to putting a screen over a drain to catch larger particles before they go through. This fiber mesh slows down how quickly the starches from bread, rice, and potatoes get broken down into sugar and absorbed into your bloodstream, giving your body more time to process everything. The study found that people who ate their salad before their pasta had blood sugar levels that were 73% lower than people who ate the pasta first and salad later. For people over 55, this is one of the most powerful techniques because it requires no special ingredients, no complicated cooking, and costs absolutely nothing to implement starting today. The best vegetables for this technique are leafy greens like lettuce, spinach, and kale, or cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage, all rich in protective fiber. You only need about 1 cup of vegetables eaten 5 to 10 minutes before your main course to create this protective effect in your digestive system and slow everything down. Many people find this technique surprisingly easy to follow because it doesn't require giving up any foods, just eating them in a different order than they're used to eating them. Think of it like building a house. You need to lay the foundation first before you add the walls, and vegetables are the foundation that protects your blood sugar levels. This technique works even better when combined with technique number 1. So imagine eating a salad with olive oil dressing, then having your rice with grilled chicken on top of it. The combination of fiber from the vegetables and fat from the dressing creates an even stronger protective barrier that can reduce blood sugar spikes by an impressive 80% or more. Start practicing this at lunch and dinner, and within 2 weeks, you'll notice a dramatic difference in your energy levels, mood, and how you feel after every single meal throughout the day. This is not just about blood sugar. It's about feeling vibrant and energized instead of tired and sluggish, which is what most people over 55 struggle with every single day. Technique number 3. Cool your rice and potatoes in the refrigerator overnight, then reheat them before eating, and this surprising process dramatically changes how your body digests these foods completely. This technique is based on fascinating research about something called resistant starch, which is a type of starch that your body cannot break down into sugar as easily as regular starch. When you cook rice or potatoes and then cool them down in the refrigerator, the starch molecules rearrange themselves into a structure that resists digestion, similar to how water turns into ice. A study from the University of Surrey found that cooling and reheating rice increased its resistant starch content by over 200%, making it much safer for blood sugar levels than freshly cooked rice. This means you can literally transform white rice from a high glycemic food into a much lower glycemic food just by cooking it, cooling it overnight, and then reheating it the next day. For people over 55, this is revolutionary because it means you don't have to give up these comfort foods that have been part of your diet for your entire life. The best way to do this is to cook a large batch of rice or potatoes, portion them out into containers, refrigerate them overnight, and then reheat only what you need each day. Reheating doesn't destroy the resistant starch. It stays in that protective form even after you heat it up again, which goes against what many people mistakenly believe about reheated foods. This technique works for white rice, brown rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes, and even pasta, giving you incredible flexibility in how you plan your meals throughout the entire week ahead. Many people over 55 are surprised to learn that reheated rice can actually be healthier than freshly cooked rice when it comes to blood sugar control and digestive health overall. The resistant starch also feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut, improving digestion and overall health in ways that go far beyond just controlling your blood sugar levels after meals. Start by cooking your rice or potatoes in the evening, refrigerating them overnight, and then reheating them for lunch the next day to experience this protective effect for yourself firsthand. You can season them however you like after reheating, and they'll taste just as good as freshly cooked while providing much better blood sugar control throughout the rest of your day. This simple technique has helped countless people over 55 continue enjoying their favorite carbohydrates without the guilt or the dangerous blood sugar spikes they used to experience before learning this method. Technique number 4. Add vinegar or fresh lemon juice to your meals because the acetic acid in these ingredients dramatically reduces how quickly your blood sugar rises after eating carbohydrates like bread or rice. Research from Arizona State University found that consuming just 2 tablespoons of vinegar before a high-carbohydrate meal reduced blood sugar spikes by an impressive 34% in study participants. The acetic acid in vinegar works by slowing down the enzymes that break starch into sugar, similar to putting a speed limit on a highway to control how fast cars can travel. This means the sugar from your bread, rice, or potatoes enters your bloodstream much more gradually, instead of flooding in all at once like a tidal wave hitting the shore. For people over 55, this is especially beneficial because our bodies already struggle to produce enough insulin, and anything that slows sugar absorption helps protect our long-term health and energy levels. The easiest way to use this technique is to make a simple salad dressing with olive oil and vinegar, or squeeze fresh lemon juice over your vegetables or fish before eating. Apple cider vinegar is particularly popular and can be mixed with water and drunk before meals, but any vinegar including white red wine or balsamic vinegar provides the same protective effect. You only need about 1 to 2 tablespoons to get the full benefit, and it's best consumed 10 to 15 minutes before eating your carbohydrates for maximum blood sugar control. Many people find that adding vinegar or lemon actually enhances the flavor of their food, making this technique both healthy and delicious at the exact same time without any sacrifice. This technique works even better when combined with the other techniques we've discussed, creating a powerful protective effect that can reduce blood sugar spikes by 70% or more overall. If you have sensitive digestion or acid reflux, start with a smaller amount like 1 teaspoon and gradually increase it as your body adjusts to this new habit over several weeks. The acetic acid also helps improve insulin sensitivity, meaning your body becomes better at using the insulin it does produce, which is crucial for people over 55 whose insulin function naturally declines. This is one of the cheapest and most accessible techniques on this list, as vinegar and lemons are available everywhere and cost almost nothing compared to expensive supplements or medications. Start incorporating this into at least 1 meal per day, and within a month you'll notice significant improvements in your energy levels and how you feel after eating carbohydrate-rich meals. Technique number 5. Replace white bread with whole grain or sourdough bread, because these options contain more fiber and are digested much more slowly than regular white bread that most people eat. Whole grain bread contains the entire grain kernel, including the bran and germ, which are packed with fiber that slows down digestion and prevents rapid blood sugar spikes after eating. Think of white bread like a sports car that accelerates quickly, while whole grain bread is like a steady truck that moves at a controlled, safe speed from start to finish. Sourdough bread is even more special because the fermentation process breaks down some of the starches and creates beneficial acids that further slow down how quickly your blood sugar rises after eating. A study from the University of Guelph found that sourdough bread produced 54% lower blood sugar spikes compared to regular white bread in people with insulin resistance and prediabetes. For people over 55, making this simple swap can mean the difference between constantly elevated blood sugar and maintaining healthy levels throughout the day without giving up bread entirely. When shopping for bread, look for labels that say 100% whole grain or whole wheat, and check that the first ingredient is whole grain flour, not enriched wheat flour. The bread should also contain at least 3 grams of fiber per slice, and ideally no added sugars or high fructose corn syrup, which defeat the purpose of choosing healthier bread. Sourdough bread can be found in most bakeries and grocery stores, and many people find it more flavorful and satisfying than regular bread, making this an easy and enjoyable switch to make. If you can't find good quality bread in your area, consider making your own using simple recipes that require minimal ingredients and equipment that you probably already have at home. This technique is particularly important for breakfast, when many people eat toast or bread, because starting your day with a blood sugar spike sets you up for energy crashes and cravings all day long. By switching to whole grain or sourdough bread, you'll maintain steady energy levels from morning until night, without the mid-morning crash that so many people over 55 experience every single day. This swap also provides more vitamins, minerals, and beneficial compounds that support overall health, making it a win-win change that benefits your entire body, not just your blood sugar levels. Start by replacing just your morning toast with whole grain or sourdough, and once you adjust to the taste and texture, gradually make the switch for all your bread consumption throughout the week. Technique number 6. Take a gentle 10 to 15 minute walk after eating your meals, because this simple movement helps your muscles absorb sugar from your bloodstream much faster than sitting still. When you walk, your muscles need energy to move, and they pull sugar directly from your blood to fuel that movement, similar to how a car uses gasoline from its tank to run. Research from the University of Otago found that a 15-minute walk after meals reduced blood sugar spikes by 12% compared to sitting down, and the effect was even stronger in people over 55. This doesn't need to be intense exercise. A slow, comfortable walk around your home, yard, or neighborhood is more than enough to activate your muscles and start clearing sugar from your blood. For people over 55 with limited mobility, even standing up and doing gentle movements, like washing dishes or light stretching, provide significant benefits for blood sugar control after eating carbohydrate-rich meals. The key is to move within 30 minutes of finishing your meal, which is when blood sugar typically reaches its highest point and poses the greatest risk to your blood vessels and organs. Many people find that this post-meal walk becomes a pleasant ritual that not only helps their blood sugar, but also aids digestion, reduces bloating, and improves their overall mood and energy. If you have joint pain or arthritis, walk at whatever pace feels comfortable for you, even if it's very slow, because any movement is better than sitting still after eating. You can also break this into smaller chunks, like walking for 5 minutes 3 times after your meal, instead of 15 minutes all at once, and you'll still get the same protective effect. This technique works synergistically with all the other techniques we've discussed, creating a powerful cumulative effect that can reduce blood sugar spikes by 75% or more when used together. Walking after meals also helps reduce the risk of heart disease, improves circulation, strengthens bones, and supports mental health, making it one of the most beneficial habits you can develop at any age. If the weather is bad or you have mobility challenges, you can walk indoors, march in place, or even do seated leg movements that still activate your muscles and help clear sugar. The important thing is consistency. Try to make this a habit after at least 1 meal per day, preferably the meal where you eat the most carbohydrates like lunch or dinner. Within just 2 weeks of practicing this technique, you'll notice dramatic improvements in your energy levels, sleep quality, and overall sense of well-being that goes far beyond just blood sugar control alone. Technique number 7. Combine all these techniques in 1 meal for a powerful cumulative effect that can reduce blood sugar spikes by up to 85%, which is truly life-changing for people over 55. Imagine this. You start your meal with a salad dressed with olive oil and vinegar, giving you both the fiber barrier and the acetic acid protection we discussed in earlier techniques. Then you eat your main course of cooled and reheated rice with grilled chicken or fish, getting the resistant starch benefit plus the protein that slows digestion even further than before. Instead of white bread, you have a slice of whole grain or sourdough bread with butter, combining the slower digesting bread with healthy fat for double protection against blood sugar spikes. After finishing your meal, you take a gentle 15-minute walk around your neighborhood, or even just around your home, helping your muscles clear sugar from your bloodstream immediately. When you combine all these techniques together, they create a synergistic effect where each technique amplifies the benefits of the others, providing protection far greater than any single technique alone could achieve. Research from Stanford University found that people who used multiple blood sugar control techniques together had results comparable to medication without any of the side effects or costs associated with drugs. For people over 55, this combination approach means you can continue enjoying bread, rice, and potatoes without guilt, fear, or the dangerous health consequences that come from uncontrolled blood sugar. The beauty of this approach is that you don't need to be perfect. Even using 3 or 4 of these techniques together provides significant protection and dramatic improvements in how you feel. Start by choosing 2 or 3 techniques that seem easiest for you to implement. Practice them consistently for 2 weeks, and then gradually add more techniques as they become natural habits in your routine. Many people over 55 report that within 1 month of using these combined techniques, they experience better energy, improved sleep, clearer thinking, and even weight loss without trying or restricting calories. The key is to make these techniques part of your lifestyle, not temporary changes that you abandon after a few weeks, because consistency is what creates lasting health improvements over months and years. Remember that every meal is a new opportunity to protect your health, and even if you forget to use these techniques at 1 meal, you can always start fresh at the very next one. These techniques are not about perfection, they're about progress. And every small step you take toward better blood sugar control is a step toward a healthier, more energetic, and more vibrant life at any age. To start implementing these techniques today, begin with just 1 or 2 that feel most manageable for your current lifestyle and daily routine without overwhelming yourself with too many changes. A good starting point is the food order technique. Simply eat a salad or vegetables before your main course at lunch and dinner, which requires no special ingredients or preparation time. Next, add the post-meal walk, starting with just 5 minutes if 15 feels too long, and gradually increase the duration as it becomes a natural habit you look forward to. Once these feel comfortable, start cooling and reheating your rice and potatoes, which just requires cooking larger batches, and planning your meals 1 day ahead instead of cooking everything fresh each time. These techniques are safe for most people, but if you take medication for diabetes or blood sugar control, consult your doctor before making changes because your medication dosage may need adjustment. People with severe acid reflux should start with small amounts of vinegar or avoid it entirely, and those with severe mobility limitations can modify the walking technique to gentle standing or seated movements. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time to learn these powerful techniques that can truly transform your health and help you enjoy your favorite foods without worry or guilt. Please give this video a thumbs up, share it with friends and family who might benefit from this information, and comment below with which technique you're going to try first today. Please give this video a thumbs up, share it with friends and family who might benefit from this information, and comment below with which technique you're going to try first today.